California magnitude 5.8 earthquake. We're way overdue. This is what physicists warned LA area of the big one coming. This is the 5.8 that we had, and we still have a quake swarm going on today. This happened less than a day ago. 5.8, aftershocks 5.6. We had a foreshock before that, the day before that, of 4.6. And this is in the area of the Coso volcanic field north of Ridgecrest. This is actually between Ridgecrest and Long Valley Caldera supervolcano. It's closer to Ridgecrest. It's on the Walker Lane fault system. It's the area of east of the San Andreas fault, and the Walker Lane takes up 25% of the subduction pressure of the Pacific plate under the North American plate. Now, California, from what the geologists are telling us, is overdue a magnitude 8 or stronger earthquake, known as the big one, and a prominent physicist has astonishingly claimed, this is Dr. Michio Kaku is one of them, fears of major earthquakes in California were stoked over the magnitude 5.8 quake that hit Long Pine yesterday, June 24th. That was, hopefully it's the, so far up to now it's the main quake. We had, with the day before we had a 4.6, and of course we have a number of aftershocks after that, the strongest being 4.6. Now, the earthquake erupted northeast of Bakersfield, north of Ridgecrest at about 10:40 a.m. local time. Even though California, which sits in the Pacific Ring of Fire, is frequently hit by earthquakes, many people fear a cataclysmic event is brewing underground. As we said before, this is a volcanic field. This is the Coso volcanic field, and that's where the Ridgecrest earthquake took place last year, July 4th and 5th. July 4th was a 6.4 foreshock to the July 5th 7.1 main shock, and we're still having earthquakes there, earthquake swarms even up to today. Now, according to U.S. Geological Survey, the fabled big one is an earthquake of magnitude 8 or higher, and after yesterday's quake of 5.8, many people took to social media expressing their fears as to what this may mean geologically. One person tweeted, "The big one looms on the horizon, judgment is at the door." Another tweeted, "Earthquakes just going through California and we're going about our day, but what happens with the big one is next. I hate it here." That's what the other person said. And a third said, "I felt an earthquake earlier today in Sacramento. It turned out to be 5.8, about 200 miles away. I'm currently sitting through what feels like a very long earthquake, been going on for about 10 minutes now, getting stronger. I hope it's not the big one." Well, it's not the same one. It was aftershocks. I think 10, 15 minutes later, we had the 4.6 aftershock after the 5.8. Now, even though geologists do not believe there's any evidence of the big one brewing, some experts fear California is sitting on a ticking time bomb as far as earthquakes are concerned, big earthquakes. According to Dr. Michio Kaku of the City College of New York, he's a theoretical physicist professor. He says California is way overdue for another big one after the magnitude 6.4 hit 125 miles northeast of Los Angeles, July 4th, 2019. Whether we had the 7.1 on July 5th. He says the last big one in the area was in 1680. That was over 300 years ago. The average cycle time for big earthquakes on the San Andreas Fault is 135 years. So he says that means we are way overdue. In 1680, the 1680 incident was a magnitude 7.9 earthquake that erupted along the San Andreas fault line. A similar magnitude 7.8 struck San Francisco in 1906. The big one, if the big one ever erupts in California, it will most likely strike along San Andreas fault, which is the active tectonic plate boundary. The San Andreas takes up, as we said, 75% of the subduction pressure of the Pacific plate under the North American plate. The USGS said the paleoseismic data on different parts of the San Andreas fault zone are all telling us that some sections appear to be past the average or overdue for a significant earthquake. but the data cannot be used to make predictions. We do not understand earthquakes well enough to know exactly where the next earthquake will occur, what the magnitude will be, or exactly when it will happen. USGS said, what we do know is that California is earthquake country and we need to be prepared. In particular, we need to design buildings and infrastructure to be able to withstand the earthquake shaking or be easily repaired. Scientists are working to improve forecasts that estimate how often future earthquakes will occur and how much the ground will shake, so engineers and planners will know where to focus efforts to mitigate the effects of damaging earthquakes. In the meantime, this is on Express UK by Sebastian Kettley. In the meantime, last year they did ask Californians, Governor Newsom did ask Californians to get the earthquake notification app, and that will work by GPS, and it will locate you and notify you by your cell phone. And the GPS knows where you are located from the ping from your cell phone, and that the earthquake app will let you know a couple of seconds beforehand, according to the P wave and the S waves of the earthquakes, where the an earthquake will be occurring in your area, so that you can take cover. It'll do that so that you can somehow get to a place where you can protect yourself, because the app works notifying you of an earthquake that's big enough to shake and big enough to be felt. So all of you there in California, please be very careful. Hopefully you do have this app, and please be alert. And obviously it's earthquake country, and we know that California is one of the most seismic areas of the world. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.